everyone. So hopefully everyone had a chance to fill out the poll. We'll go ahead and share this here. Thank you so much for joining us today for our Welcome to the Spartan Eastside Promise Program event, part of San Jose State University's Weeks of Welcome. So we are excited that this is the beginning of the fall semester, our 2020-2021 year. We are glad that you are here joining us, that you're a part of this event, part of this community, and that we get to be part of this welcome for your very first, for some of you, your very first semester here at San Jose State. So just to get started and see where everyone is from, where everyone's at, we had a first question here. I'll go ahead and share the results of our poll in that, where are all you from? So some of you are graduates of Andrew Hill, awesome. Let's see, a lot of graduates from Santa Teresa, some from Silver Creek, some from almost all the schools. That's awesome. Several of our staff members are also alum of Eastside Schools, so you'll hear from them shortly as well. In regards to the colleges that you're in, the majority of our students, okay, it's a lot of undeclared, awesome. Engineering, we've got a lot of science, social science, and business, great. And then who's in the room, right? So a lot of you are first-time freshmen. That is awesome. We're so glad that you're here with us today. Our second years, welcome back. We're glad that you're here with us for another year, your second year through our program. And then some juniors as well. So again, this program has been around for quite a few years. So we're glad that you are still with us. And have you attended an event before? So about 41% of you have attended. Welcome back. We're glad that you're here. And 59, it's your first time. So thank you so much for joining us. We're so glad that you are here this Monday afternoon, the very first day of the fall semester. So for those of you I have not had the pleasure of meeting before, my name is Amanda Aldama, and I am the Spartan Eastside Promise Program lead here at San Jose State University for the Spartan Eastside Promise Program. We have a wonderful team that will introduce themselves in just a moment. I do want to cover just a couple things before we get there, though. You're going to have the chance to be able to meet the team, hear about what we do, what we have to offer you, how we're here to support you, especially in a time like this, right, where we're virtual, where we are practicing distance learning. I think it's even more so important that we have those connections, even if they are through the computer, to be able to still stay connected, still keep each other accountable, still be able to help and support each other along the way. So we're going to talk about that in a moment, as well as prepare for your first week of school, right? This is the first week of that fall semester, and the first couple weeks, especially if it is your very first semester at San Jose State, sometimes they could be a little bit challenging, they could be a little confusing. So we want to make sure that you are prepared, that you know who to contact, what resources are available for you, and have a successful, not just start, but a whole year here. Our mission and vision, just to give you a little bit more insight about what we do. Our mission, we are part of our admissions and outreach office here at San Jose State, so student outreach and recruitment. And our goal here is to not just help you apply and get familiar with the campus, but get ready for that next step, right? So that you know where to go, what to do, what your next step is going to be here at San Jose State, that you are admitted, that you're ready, and have a strong Spartan start. Our vision, the way that we plan to do this, is collaborating with multiple campus partners, right, on interactive programming to help you along with your academic, personal, and professional goals. So I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a university to raise a Spartan. You know, we really want to be able to show you that San Jose State, it truly is a community of support. I consider myself, a lifer here, full-time Spartan, in that I did my undergrad at San Jose State. I'm finishing up my master's here, work here now. And I will say in my entire time here at San Jose State that there's been nothing but support. There's nothing but help along the way, which was especially important for me when being a first-generation college student. So the fact that, there's programs like this to be able to be there with you from not just like, okay, it's your first day, but for those of you, I recognize some of your names, that were in our summer program, right? So it's like right after you graduate high school, it's like, we want to help you with this process. We want to make sure that you know where to go, where to turn, and have that support throughout this entire phase of your career here at San Jose State. There's several goals that we have to do this, so helping you become part of the larger campus community, because it's not just us, right? Maybe we don't have the answers for the certain question that you have, so we want to make sure that we refer you to someone that does, that we connect you with someone that will be able to assist with the questions that you have, that you take advantage of all that San Jose State has to offer, right? Even though we are going to be virtual, there are so many opportunities to get involved on campus. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please go and check out Student Involvement's website, Weeks of Welcome, because there is a ton of events that are going on. Everything from, new student mixers to movie nights to our Spartan speaker series. So if any of you are a fan of Hamilton's, Aaron Burr himself, Leslie Odom Jr. is going to be one of our speakers there. So all the things that you get to be involved and get to, have those opportunities here. We want to make sure that you are connected, you know what is available to you, what resources there are so you can utilize them. We want to be able to support you and your families through this process, right? Because while you're the ones taking classes, we're all still, home right now. Our families are going through this experience with us, and we want to make sure that we help you, help your families be able to support you through this process. So there are going to be times where we're hosting workshops or events when we say, hey, invite your mom, invite your dad, invite your brother, sister, whoever's in the room with you to be part of this process, to learn about this next step. I think the other thing that, is really, I'm gonna just say beautiful about this process is that, we can be those role models for our younger siblings or cousins, whoever that we live with, who are seeing us going to school, seeing us going to college, seeing us taking that next step, and maybe getting inspired themselves. So, invite everyone along with this process, to be that support network. And, we want to help you through that process. And of course, decreasing the percentage of academic probation disqualification in this cohort. So we are in school, we are a college university, so we want to make sure that you are doing well in your academics. So making sure that you are meeting with your academic advisors, that you are getting the assistance that you need, whether that be going to the tutoring center, the writing center, again, multiple resources to help you through this next 4 or 5 years. So, as I said, it takes a lot of people, a lot of great support through this program. So I've already introduced myself here. I'm going to now pass the baton over to Eric, our transition coordinator.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? What's going on, Spartans? Congratulations to all of you first incoming students. This is a great achievement. We're really glad to be celebrating this wonderful new phase with you. Thank you for joining us. And for you returning second year and third year students, we're so glad you're here with us as well. Building that Spartan community, building that Eastside Spartan community, and just, striving through. So we're really glad to be here. Once again, I'm the transition coordinator. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm an SJS student alum. So I'll pass it over this way.
Hi, my name is Nazarene. I'm currently the Spartan Eastside Promise intern. I'm currently a third-year student, and I'm gonna be majoring, right now I'm a major in marketing. And I'm from Andrew Hill, so I graduated in 2018.
Hi everyone, my name is Makai, and I'm currently a fourth year standing at SJSU. I'm a business marketing major, and my pronouns are he, him, his. The cohorts I'm in charge of are the College of Business as well as undeclared students. Thank you all for joining us today. Pass.
Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine and I'm a Spartan Eastside Promise peer mentor. I'm also a graduate from Silver Creek High School, and the cohorts I will be working with this year are the College of Social Sciences and the College of Humanities and Arts.
Hello everyone, my name is Beatrice Paul and I am one of the SESP per mentor. I'm an Overclock High School alumni and I am on my fourth year at San Jose State University, majoring in hospitality, tourism, and event management.
Hey y'all, my name is Vincent, my pronouns are they, them, theirs, and I'm a second year student here at San Jose State, majoring in business administration with a concentration in management information systems. I also have a minor in child and adolescent development. I'm a second year student. I will be working with students from the cohorts, the College of Engineering and the College of Education. And I was an alum from Evergreen Valley High School. Go Cougars.
Right, wonderful, wonderful. This is our team, folks. It's a pleasure to meet some of you new students and some of you folks who are, this is the first time event. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. We're really glad for all of you to be here, new students, continuing students. And so, as mentioned by Amanda, right, we offer a variety of services trying to, engage students, become a larger part of the community. We try to inform our students. You probably get our emails or newsletters, or you may or may not follow us on Instagram. And if you don't, make sure to, follow us before the semester starts for important updates, right? And that's how we really try to engage you, right? However, there's an opportunity for you to engage us as well. And that's our growth pledge, right? So besides all of these important updates, right, the critical information, right, we really want to make this experience about you. And so through the growth pledge, you can let us know that, hey, SESP team, I really want to focus on my goals. I really want to focus on my growth, and this opens up the opportunity for those one-on-ones with the team, with myself, with Amanda, and our peer mentors, right, to navigate through this experience, whether it be through your, department major, through your new interests, through organizations. We're here to discuss that with you. We're here to flesh that out and just support you, in this process. And as mentioned on the screen, right, by taking the growth pledge, we'll start at a few spaces, but it'll excuse me, it'll revolve around meeting with the peer mentor on a monthly basis. We'll dive deep into the 4 to 5 year education plan, right? And if you're at a later year, we can still hone that out, and you might want to make moves, or if that's you, we can definitely discuss that, and we're here to support you with that. And lastly, we'd like to support you in completing an academic portfolio based on your academic, personal, and professional goals, right? This way you have a compilation of everything you've done, as opposed to having things everywhere. You really know what you've worked on, you really know how you've grown, and where you need to move next. Alongside this growth pledge, there are 10 fundamental steps that we would like to engage you for growth. These are some 10 basic ones throughout the university. There are many, and there are those you have, right? And those are the ones we want to prioritize. But we believe that cutting across these, checking some of these off, you'll be able to get closer to your personal goals, right? Your academic goals and your professional goals. So as you see on the screen, we're really interested in creating SMART goals, right? A virtual vision board, and that's also an event coming later down the semester where we, hopefully design a virtual vision board, not just discuss our goals or share them, right, but carry them with us, be reminded of them, and continue to, just flesh them out as we go on this experience. Academic goals and professional goals. So there's some basic 10s. You can check those out. We can start wherever you want. But this is what we're here for, right? Really supporting you. There have been a lot of updates as of recently with the university, right? Maybe this online experience is new for many of us. I know it's definitely new in new ways for me, right? But I think together as a support network, we can really be able to navigate the university and create the experience that we're here for, right? But that's our growth pledge. Check us out. You can either, maybe QR that code. Oh, but no problem. Yeah, QR that code, or make sure to check out that link, that bit.ly/SESP growth pledge. But it'll be in our newsletter, it'll be on our Instagram, and it'll be, in our follow-up emails. But thank you very much. If this is something that interests you, that's what we want to move forward with. But the real question is, are you ready for your first semester as a Spartan, right? For this upcoming semester, maybe type something in the comment. How excited are you? Are you really excited on a level from 1 to 10? Are you 1,000? What are you most looking forward to? But this is what we want to sort of hear from you right now, right? This is going to be an online experience. We're going to have to try new things, right? Like being on camera or speaking to the mic. And it is a new experience. But again, there's a lot of benefit. I've learned a lot. I've developed a lot of new skills. And by you trying it out, this will just get used to it. So again, go ahead and type it in the comment section. But if anyone wants to turn on their mic, share their excitement. Are you ready? Are you ready for your first semester as a Spartan? But again, thank you everyone for being here. We're going to dive into some conversations, get to know the team a little bit, learn a bit about us. But again, this is the start. We're here. We've made it. Fall 2020. This is your time. Just got to push through. This is what we've been striving for. This is what we've been working for. And now it's here. Now we just need to make sure to move through this, right? And we're here to move through this with you. All right. Thank you. All right. Well, anyone want to introduce themselves maybe? Maybe say hi, jump in the mic, jump in the camera. But our comments are going. Let's get started. Excited and nervous. Some 5, some are 4s. 8.8, 9.9s, and it's all right. Mixed emotions, definitely understandable, but this is an opportunity to use those skills that we've built on during the spring, right? Whether as high school students or as previous college students, right? You've adapted, you've shifted, you've learned new skills, and we're here to work those out with you, right? We're here to support. And if you have some concerns, make sure to connect with us, right? Because we've been updated, we've been looking for that information. So connect with us, folks, because we want to make sure that you feel confident in your next step, right? Because there are some steps to take forward, and we want to make sure you are informed of those steps. But thank you for sharing in the comment sections, right? All of your answers are really valid, really important, very legitimate, right? And again, this is new, but you all definitely deserve this experience. You all are more than capable, right? Definitely. But we got this. We got this. All right. What do we
Hello.
got next? Hey.
May I just ask a question?
Sure. Hey, how are you? Do you
Yeah,
mind introducing yourselves?
yeah, I'll just do a quick intro. Name's Mihir. I'm going into majoring in accounting, and yeah, I can't wait till everything starts up. And I just wanted to ask if you could put your contact info in the chat, if you don't mind, like your email and cell
Of
phone.
course. Yeah, so I'll make sure to throw it up in a second, but it will be all of our contact info, or Amanda and my contact info will be at the end of the presentation, but I'll make sure to throw it in there right now so that you can have it.
Thanks.
But thank you. Thank you. Would anyone else like to say hi, or maybe just jump in? But thank you. All right. All right. Well, we'll continue to engage. If not this time, we'll have more opportunity to share. But we definitely want to hear from you folks, right? What are you looking forward to? And we want to make sure you can hear from us to reassure you that we're here to support you. All right. What do we got next, team?
So on that note, I think Erica made a really, really great point that you all are capable. You all are, this is your time. You are here for a reason, right? You are here to start that next step in your journey. And we're here to support you through that. We're here to, this is your journey. This is your next step, your goals and your achievements that are coming up. And anywhere that we could be able to help you along that way, whether it's to guide you or connect you, we want to support that process. So I want to take a moment to really think about what that next step is going to look like for you. Now, a lot of you just graduated high school, right? So you're starting at a new school, new university, that whole new area. Some of you are continuing, but I want everyone to take that moment to think about what things will be like after you graduate from San Jose State. To think about and just imagine you have just graduated from San Jose State University, and the Spartan Daily, our newspaper, wants to write a story about you. What's the headline going to be? So if everyone can take about a minute or two to be able to write down in the chat what your headline would be. What would the Spartan Daily have to say about you? What would your headline be about just graduating from San Jose State? What would that accomplishment be that you see yourself doing? What would that, what is that dream that you have that you know that you're going to be working towards? So go ahead and share that with us in the chat. All right, take a couple more seconds.
These are awesome. These are great. Thank you, folks. Yeah, if you haven't commented your newspaper title, please feel free to do so. But these are awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Just a couple more seconds here. And I'm going to ask once again if anyone would like to share. So on the mic, if you want to, say your name, your major, what your headline was, and why you chose for that to be your headline.
Hi, my name is Tana, and yeah, my major is environmental science. My headline is new record breaker for amount of textbooks. Because I feel like since we're studying online, textbooks are more needed than ever because you're not really in that classroom anymore. Or yeah, so I think that it'd be really great to have something physically like in front of you to focus better. So yeah.
Yeah, so sounds like you well, thank you for sharing and introducing yourself. It sounds like you definitely like to have that physical book, right? Something that to be able to be tangible and learn from instead of on the computer. That's right. I'd say there's definitely a lot of resources for that too. I know like our bookstore just is still open as well, so you could be able to get your book shipped to you too. So, and there's if you caught our post, we got some resources for textbooks on there as well. Thank you for sharing. Who else would like to share? Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Karen Ann. My major is hospitality management, tourism and events management, and my title is more grounded, more focused, more inspired. And I wrote that because I'm the type of person that doesn't really know what I wanted to do. It took me like a long time to figure out what university to go to because I know that I didn't have or I didn't know what major to choose because it's going on to the career aspect. And so it took me a lot to just figure out what that is and if I was finally reaching the goal, like the end goal, I will be more centered to myself, that there won't be that much distraction, or if there is, I know how I will maneuver itself because there's just a lot of like outside noises from family and like friends or like expectations. So if I'm able to figure out like what works for me and it's not going to be much like there is going to be stress in the process, but it's not toxic stress. And so that's why I put more in everything because of me being or me understanding more of that once I graduate.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And I love that you put more in everything, right? Because I think part of the process in going to college is it's not just, you're going there, you're going your studies, getting your degree, but you're growing as a person, right? You're learning something new every day, whether, it's in the classroom or outside the classroom, and your experiences with your classes, with your classmates, with the organizations you're involved with, learning your study habits, learning about, like you said, what you want to do for a career, not just, not just that major, what that next step will be for yourself. So I think that's that's a great way to look at it because we're always growing, we're always learning, we're always adapting, and having that that open-mindedness to be able to go through that journey is a really great thing. So thank you for sharing. Can we get one more?
Okay. So I wrote future CPA graduates from SJSU. I wrote that because, oh yeah, my name's Mihir and I'm majoring in accounting. So I just said that because that's kind of what I plan on doing. You know, I hear a lot about CPAs, they make really good money and you know, they're kind of known as the black belts of accountants. So I think it's certainly something I'd aim to, like that's a long-term goal I could shoot for. And I think there's a lot of entrepreneurial spirit within accounting. I think like people want to become their own boss and work for themselves. And I said graduates from SJSU just to indicate where I started the journey to becoming a CPA. So.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, you have that goal in mind. You know what you want to do, and I think that's great. You've done that research, and you're here, right? You're taking that first step to be able to get that degree that you're looking for. And I will say, not just because alma mater and because we're from here, but this is a great school to be able to pursue that that field for. I think our College of Business is world renowned in how it is ranked in the different services it provides students, the connections that it has, not just being here from the Silicon Valley, but worldwide connections as well. So you have made a great choice in choosing its university. And, thank you all for sharing, whether you were on the mic or in the chat. We really appreciate, you sharing this. And I can see, for some of you, and, just being transparent for myself as well, it can be hard sometimes to think that, 4 or 5 years ahead in the future. Think about what that end goal is going to look like, or maybe, what that end goal is even going to be. And especially in these times right now where things are uncertain, things, are changing quite frequently. I think that it's good that we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, right? That we allow ourselves to be able to express what we're feeling, what we're concerned about, those worries are, but also be able to have that time for ourselves to reflect and brainstorm and think about what those goals could be. If we could do anything, what would it be? Where would we see ourselves? And lean on each other for support, reach out for those resources, and hopefully you'll be able to do that with us this coming year, whether it's through the Growth Pledge, attending events like these, and so forth. But part of that is going to be creating your action plan, so creating your personalized step, because the one thing that's really important to keep in mind is that no one student's experience is exactly the same, or they take the exact same path to get to the exact same endpoint, right? I think a lot of the things that end up making up where that endpoint is not just the classes that we take, but the things that we get involved with, the organizations, any clubs, who we interact with, the opportunities that we take advantage of, is all part of that process and how we get to where we want to go. So creating that action plan, what that looks like, it starts with that dream, that brainstorm, that exploration, exploring those new opportunities that are available to you. Taking advantage of events or the series like the Weeks of Welcome, where you get to hear from pretty much all of our departments and hear what they have to offer. And even if you're like, well, I don't know if I could utilize that service, maybe even still go sign up for their newsletter, because in full transparency, I think that's the thing that I really like to, be open and clear with about is my own experience, that, that's how I kind of ended up here in the long way is, getting connected as a student, following a newsletter that I was like, I don't know, but this seems kind of cool. Seeing about an internship, which led to a job, which led to this job. And, the way you get connected is how much you put yourself out there, how much you take that time to be able to engage with those resources that are around you. And make that plan, right? So not just like, oh, I think I'm going to do this, but having, a lot of our planning, especially with this Growth Pledge, revolves around something called SMART goals, which you may be familiar with already, but if not, these are those specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely goals that really make your goals on a timeline, that make your goals to be able to work for you, right? To be able to have that set goal that you achieve there. And then lastly, again, pursuing that goal, pursuing what's next. And we're here to support you through that next step. And some of that is through our one-on-one check-ins that we have, that you can do with our peer mentors, that you can do with our transition coordinator, Eric, or even myself. But, our peer mentors are here to be able to advise you, support you, work on these growth pledges with you, work on those goals, refer you to resources, and help you with this next phase. So talking about getting ready for that next phase, We're in that first week of school, right? That very first week of the semester. So some things that you want to be able to get ready for, this is your checklist for that first week, is making sure that you have all your classes in one spot. So if you use a calendar like Google Calendar, which you all have access to with your SJSU emails, or you use a planner, maybe consider, if you have a digital version of that, setting notifications or reminders. That way, you set the reminder maybe 15 minutes before your class. So that way you're in the spot, you're ready, you're logged on, your internet connection's good, you got your notebook, whatever you need, your snack, your water, whatever that is, and you're ready to go. Confirming all of the Zoom links and meeting dates and times. So we've gotten, Eric and myself have gotten several emails the past couple weeks from students that say, on my SJSU, there used to be a date and time, but now it just shows online. What does that mean? How do we go about that? How do I access my class? So a lot of our classes, about 90-something% of our classes are going to be on Zoom. They're going to be distance learning classes, right? There are a couple that are in person, which it will say if it is on my SJSU, but you want to make sure that you are looking out for your emails, that you are checking to see if you've gotten any communication about this from your professors, and that if your class is meeting on Zoom, that you have those links together. So going back to that Google Calendar, right, or whatever calendar you might be using that's digital, that maybe you incorporate those links onto the location area of that. Maybe that you, make sure that everything is in one spot so you know how to access that timely. If you've already been provided a syllabus from your professor, go ahead and take this time to read through that. If not, we're going to talk about what that's going to look like in a second. Making sure you secure your course materials. So if your class requires, notebooks or a specific textbook, getting all of that together. That first week as well is determining if you're going to add or drop a class. So, and being mindful of those deadlines. So there is that opportunity to add or drop. I will say you want to make sure that you're already communicating with those professors if you are planning to add or drop a class, because again, there are specific deadlines for that. If you're trying to add a class, you need to get an add code from that professor, so you need to email them for permission for that code. If you're dropping a course, be mindful, especially if you're on financial aid, about if you drop below full-time, how that may affect your aid. So just things to keep in mind there. And of course, ask questions. That's going to be a huge part of this process, especially for these first couple weeks, in making sure that you are set and ready to go. Now we talk about accessing your classes. So something to keep in mind here is a lot of classes are going to utilize Canvas, not all, but a lot of them. And you can access that at one.sjsu.edu. Now, some of you might be emailed directly from your professor, the syllabus or the Zoom link. So if you haven't already been doing so, check your emails, and not just your personal email, but your email that is at sjsu.edu. Because in a lot of your accounts, this at sjsu.edu email is listed as your primary email. So you access that again at one.sjsu.edu, click on Gmail, and then there you go. So again, if you don't have that link to your classes, and actually let's take a minute and see where everyone is at here. Go ahead and let us know. Have you heard from your professors yet? Have you, did they email you? Was it to your personal email, your SJSU email? Was it on Canvas? Awesome. So a lot of you you've already heard from your professor. That's great. And it was at your sjsu.edu email. So it's awesome that you're checking that already. Some of you have already seen it on Canvas, that your class has been posted. And several of you have not heard anything yet. So this is definitely where you want to make sure that you are checking on this next step, that you are following along with this process. So if you have not heard from your professors yet about how to access your class, what that's going to look like, again, double check your email. So whether it's your personal, your at SJSU email, as a lot of you said you got that there, or your Canvas account, accessible again at one.sjsu.edu. If there's nothing there and you still haven't heard anything, then the next thing you're going to want to do is find your professor's email and email them the following. So the way that you get there, back up just a tad. So the way that you find what your professor's email is on your MySJSU account. If you click the bar here and then click class schedule, it's going to open up to this page where it shows you all the classes that you are enrolled in for this fall. It's going to say the name of the class. So for example, this class is called EdCode 267 and the section number. That is incredibly important as some classes have anywhere between 1 or 100 sections. So you want to make sure that the professor knows which class you're talking about exactly. You're also going to see the professor's name. So first name and last name there. Now, once you have this information, the next thing that you're going to want to do is Google or whatever browser you use, Yahoo, Bing, whatever that might be, the SJSU directory. You can search by the last name, so you enter in that professor's last name, and find their name here and their email. You have their email, and you could send them an email asking them how to, if the Zoom link's been sent out, if a syllabus is available. We do have a template available that this will be sent to you, so all the slides, recordings are going to be available, in our Google Classroom. So if you haven't accessed that yet, you will get a link via email later on today to see what that will look like. And just a clear template of, you're including the Zoom link, what you're asking for, right? So you're looking for the Zoom link, the syllabus for the name of that class. Very professional, very clear, very respectful. So no slang. So not like, hey, can I get the link for the class, or yo, when are we going to hear about, or you want to be able to address this professor in that professional, respectful manner, because especially since we're not going to be in person, that first impression, that digital impression is very, very important. So including your name, including your SJSU ID number as well. It's always good to include that when you're corresponding with either professors or trying to seek assistance from an advisor as well. And again, this template will be available for you to access. So ways to prepare for your first day. I'm just going to hit the highlights because I want to make sure we do get to our next part here, but being on time. So logging in at least 2 minutes before at bare minimum, making sure you have that time to see if your internet connection is stable, if the audio works, that everything is good to go, that you participate, right? So maybe consider being on camera, if not for the full session, at least some of the session. Being present in that session too, so not just having a camera off and listening to in the background while you're playing, Fortnite or Animal Crossing or whatever, that you're present in that moment in that class. And that you get ready for that next class. You utilize that time to take notes. See, some classes, they might provide the textbook already. Some classes will say, no, you don't need it. We're just going to look at a few readings. Others will say, we absolutely need it, and this is the exact version that you should get. So you want to make sure that you are paying attention, writing those notes, and consider getting the contact, like an email from a classmate. That way, maybe if you're sick one day and you really can't log in, or you're having a really bad internet connection and it just keeps shutting off, you have that contact to go to say, hey, can I get the notes from you from today's class? Or, even build your study groups, right? Like, oh, I didn't fully understand that, maybe let's study together. So other great resources for you there, as well as several academic resources from our success centers, our writing center, tutoring center, multiple places where you can get assistance. Whoops. And of course, we have a website called Learn Anywhere, because we want to make sure that you have all the resources available to you, that they're accessible, that you can utilize all these different tools to be ready for that next step. So it is just sjsu.edu/learnanywhere. And this is available for you to access, get some assistance with some tech, with general questions about distance learning, navigating the university, and so forth. So again, we're full of tons of resources. Utilize them. All right. So as we are, as we are getting near our end here, we want to make sure that you have some time to be able to network, right? To get to know other students. I think that's going to be incredibly important moving forward with all of our events, is that it's not just that we want to talk to you, but we want to talk with you, have that opportunity to connect and network and engage with other students. So at this time, we are going to go into some breakout rooms with our peer mentors to be able to go over a couple other things with you, right? To have a couple other discussions. So I'm gonna, in a moment, you should be receiving a invitation that says go to breakout room number 1 or 2, or however that might be. Please go ahead and join that room, and the discussion will begin shortly. One moment as we get you all into breakout rooms.
Hey, Vincent. Hey, what's going on? Seeing everyone. Hey, Hector. Thanks for having your camera on. What's going on, Tyler? Hey, Viridiana. I hope I'm saying that right. Hey, it's good to meet you. Thank you for having your camera on. And hey, everyone else, hoping to say hi. Let me share my screen. That way we can just start engaging a little bit, but hoping to say what's up, hoping to hear what you're excited about and what we look forward to. Oh, there we go. All right, y'all can see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Once again, thank you all for joining us. But we want to hear from y'all this time around, So the question as seen on the screen, right, is making it happen. How do you see yourself working towards your goals this fall semester, this new year? But if you want to say hi, turn on your mic, turn on your camera, either or. But introduce yourself, what high school you coming from, your major, and your name. But we're hoping to hear from some of you folks. Once again, it's good to meet you. Would anyone like to just jump in?
Wait, so you said name, major, and high school again? And answer.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So my name is Mihir, although the spelling is different. It's pronounced Mihir. Um, my major is accounting, and I graduated from Evergreen Valley High School. And I guess when it comes to working towards my goals, I plan on making a schedule and just sticking with it. Just thinking of the long term, like what I really want. Just I guess setting goals and having a system. I guess having a system is important because if you don't have a system to accomplish your goals, then it can be much more difficult. So that's how I see myself accomplishing my goals.
That's awesome, man. Wonderful response. And yeah, great plan, man. Definitely. I can definitely relate to that. Would anyone else like to, does anyone else have a similar plan, a similar experience, or would you like to share your own plan, or what are you hoping to navigate through, or how? But thank you for sharing. I know this is a new experience for some of us, but just give it a shot. It won't hurt. It's just like saying what's up to friends on FaceTime as it used to be a couple times years ago. But
Hello,
hey,
my name is Hector Saldivar. I graduated from Oak Grove High School, and my major is aerospace engineering. Uh, so one of my goals is to maintain a GPA of at least 3. So in order to accomplish that goal, one of my plans is to maintain a schedule so that I can hold up myself accountable, and it just to have a right there in the morning. I write my plan for the day and just follow it through and not try to distract myself. It helps. So yeah, that's definitely something I would do.
sure. Thank you, Hector. It's good to meet you, man. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. Big goals. We want to see you. Were you hoping to fly the rockets or help build them, or just what kind of aerospace work are you trying to do?
Just just working on making parts. Yeah, that's designing them. That's what I hope to do. Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Wonderful. Thank you, man. Definitely we'll be seeing you later down in a couple of years. Who else would like to just introduce yourself and how do you plan to make it happen? How do you see yourself working towards your goal this fall semester? And if you're still, processing that, that's all right too. I know it took me a while to process different things, right? We still need to get our feet wet a little bit with the semester, so it's all right to just still be exploring. But if not, we can move on to the next question. There's always another one, but always happy to hear from you folks.
My name is Hunter, majoring in psychology. I technically graduated from Evergreen Valley High School, but I didn't actually go there. I was part of the Excel Middle College program at EDC. And I don't have any long-term goals involving the semester or the year, but the one thing that I kind of want to try to do is write essays more than 24 hours before they're due, because I think I've only ever done that like once in my life. Most of them get done the night before. It's kind of a problem. So, yeah.
No, thank you for sharing. Definitely relatable as well. And when I was in high school, right, it was a different routine, but I'm glad you're sort of looking at it in a new light that, this might require a new routine or, this is going to be different. Can't just do assignments the last minute, So good observation, and you're definitely right. And thank you everyone who's thrown your intro in the in the comment. I see Tyler. Thank you. I can go ahead and read it, but did you want to go ahead and read it and speak? But I can read it if you don't want to. No worries, Tyler. Thank you, man. Good to meet you. But yeah, keep on checking those comments to read from who else is in the room. Let's move on to the next question. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, we can definitely get some second responses, but if you haven't spoken up already, we definitely want to hear from you. Introduce yourself, your major, or if you're a continuing student, second year, third year, definitely let us know. But the question, what are you most nervous or excited about for your first week of class or for this first week of semester? Anyone like to jump in? Personally, like I'm worried about that it isn't in person, right? Like a lot of this academic work, this university work is engagement, right? Definitely network building, community building. We're supposed to be there to support one another, right? And so I'm just nervous to not be able to fully experience this with you. Also, I'm looking forward for us to connect, right? That way we can make the most out of it and just have a great fall, But that's what I'm looking forward to. That's kind of what I'm excited about. A little nervous about, but who else would like to just share a little bit?
Thanks, Eric, for sharing. I could go. Hi, y'all. My name is Makai. I'm one of the SCSP peer mentors. I guess something that I am nervous about is kind of seeing how my productivity is with these online classes. I'm more of like an in-person learner, so like online learning hasn't been like the best transition for me, but I've learned how to keep myself on task and just like kind of adapt to the entirety of the course. But yeah, I just want to also thank y'all for joining with us in this breakout room, and for anyone who else wants to introduce themselves as well.
And I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but Gaganpreet, as well as Karen, in the comments, they say this is my first time taking an entirely online class and I can't change that class because of blocking. So I'm worried because I'm afraid I might forget that class even exists. That's definitely a legitimate concern, and one of the things that the SESP program sort of helps students work through is, just calendaring and getting organized, right? A lot of this material, a lot of these disciplines can be new, right? A little different from high school, right? Even if we're a little used to planning, right? They're gonna bump it up a notch in terms of planning, right? A little extra hours of homework, a little extra hours of studying. But again, here at the SESP, we got a couple tools, a couple resources, right? So if you want to sit down with us to talk about prepping, calendaring, both physical or in, digital, We definitely know some of the ins and outs around that, and we'll be happy to help you get organized for your own successful semester, right? Thank you. Karen says, I agree because I always look forward to seeing who I will meet, but now it is all online, definitely, but hopefully you take this opportunity, right, to still engage, to still meet, especially as you might see some of these students in some of your following classes, right? And you're just gonna be like, hey, you were there. We could have been chatting in the meantime or just connecting, right? But that'll be an opportunity to connect, build those study groups. So make sure to do that, right? Make sure to know who's in these rooms and make sure to make yourself be known, right? That way you can stand out, say what's up to students, and just make sure to connect, right? And then thank you. You can call me Goggin. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. All right. Let's jump on to the third question, yeah? Let's see, advice from continuing students. I'm not sure if we have continuing students, otherwise our peer mentors, we'll jump in, but are there any continuing students in the room? And if so, what helped you in your transition from high school to college? Maybe for the other incoming Spartans.
Okay. So I think I am a continuing student.
Mm-hmm.
Because from what I'm hearing, everybody's from high school or transitioning from high school to JSU, and I came from a community college.
I
And
see. Mm-hmm.
and so there was this question about like missing classes that I actually exist. And for me, I do better in in-person classes as well. But what I've done to combat that I'm like, oh, I have class, is set an alarm for myself. Like, since I signed up for like the Zoom class, that I have like given myself like 30 minutes or maybe an hour before class, and like, or even like 5 minutes or 10 minutes before class, to just say like, this is an alarm for your class, you should attend, and stuff. And yeah, and I missed what the Spartan East Side program or Promise program does.
Okay, no worries, Karen. Thank you for joining, and thank you for your advice. We can definitely connect one-on-one so I can break down the program a little more. But essentially, we're a support network for all Eastside Union High School District alum, right? Transfer students, incoming students, continuing students, right? I'm not from the Eastside Union High School District Union, but I am a transfer student myself, just like you. So we do have a variety of experiences engaging with us, but we can always connect one-on-one to just so I can break that down a little more. And if you'd like to discuss any navigational, concerns around the university, we can definitely talk about that. But thank you. Let's see, Makai or Vincent, would you like to share any sort of advice for transitioning students, right? But that setting an alarm was a great one. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, definitely. Hi, y'all. My name is Vincent. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. I was a graduate from Evergreen Valley High School's class of 2019. And something that helped me through my transition from high school to college was definitely trying to create some sort of consistent schedule to follow. I know, especially now with COVID-19, our schedules can be all like a little bit off. So like last night, I sat down and tried to create like a day-by-day schedule of how I wanted my days to like look when classes start. So definitely trying to create that schedule and like having those times before class, like Karen mentioned, would be really helpful in just planning your day and like allocating time for homework, assignments, and etc. So you're on top of everything.
Thank you, Vincent.
Hi, y'all. My name is Kai again. Something I want to share with y'all is just like definitely don't feel like hesitant to reach out and ask those questions that you're thinking about, even if you might think it's like a question that's so simple or so simple to find. Definitely still ask that question, because people are wanting to help you and throughout your process at SJSU. So yeah, definitely feel free to reach out to all of our staff.
Thank you, folks. And definitely one, tip for me that's often overlooked is be patient with yourself, right? tips often feel material, like go check out this resource or get your hands on this, right? But it's also like a personal tip, we definitely want to plan, we'll definitely be structured. A lot of these new things might be new, but that's it, right? They're new. And so we're trying them out, right? One thing might not work as best as you wanted it, but again, that's because it's new. It's your first time. Now you have some more experience, right? Check out a new one or make it, design it in a way that will best benefit you, right? But be patient with yourself in this process, especially as you're, just starting. This is semester 1 out of 8 or 9 or 10, right? And so you got some time in your journey to develop that, that plan, that schedule. But again, make sure to pay attention to yourself. Make sure to listen to what your mind needs, what your heart needs, and what sort of skills you may be looking for. But definitely take care of yourself. And this is about you. This is about you. It's about your degree, however long it needs to take you, and through whatever process you need to go through, right? But again, we're here to support you, and we'll be happy to check in with you whenever needed. All right, let's go through that last transition question. But I do see a comment. Let me just double check that. Okay, yeah, awesome. Thank you, Kai. All right, final question before we start heading back to our the bigger group, right? But this is a question for you to sort of ask us, right? Identify what you may be concerned about, right? Earlier, we got a temperature read. How do we feel? We got excited. We got a little nervous. Did you want to elaborate on that? Maybe did you want to hear some, just what is your concern? We'll be happy to hear. But as mentioned, what resource, information, or advice do you need to start your first semester as a Spartan on the right step? All right, say your name, pronouns, your high school, and what resource or information or advice do you need to start? Yeah, and if you feel the need to throw it in the comments, please do. But we'd like to hear from you as well. Oh, thank you. And regarding the weeks of welcome, as Vincent just mentioned in our comments, right, this isn't our only event in terms of welcoming you to the university, welcoming you back. There's a lot more to learn about, check them out, get plugged in, see who's around campus. But this is an opportunity for you to just figure that out, right? What's my plan going to be? Who am I going to connect with? What organizations are out there, right? Who do I want to build with and just network with and have this campus experience with? But again, just want to make sure we answer or clarify any concerns for you folks, because this Wednesday and next week, we start and it's here, folks. So once again, what resource, information, or advice do you need to start your first semester as a Spartan on the right step? Maybe, yeah, if you want to take a second to think about that, right? Think it to yourself, what was I thinking about last week that I needed? Or about this class, what about that? What are some of those thoughts you've been having as we've been getting closer to Wednesday and just your classes, right? Are there tutors? Are there, what about library services? Or, we've been able to stay up to date on a couple of those things, so we'll do our best to answer those questions or refer to you.
Hello, I just wanted to know, when do you think the library will be open again?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, being transparent, the Spartan Eastside Promise program doesn't have any sort of control over that, right? And so that definitely is, an upper level decision, as well as the library is a both, SGSU library and a public library. So it has sort of to fulfill standards from two organizations. So I think it'll be a bit more complex to get our library open. However, a lot of our library services are still running, right? Tutoring, the Writing Center, CalWorks. Yeah, you can continue to find those services online in the website, right? Like checking out some chargers and things of those kind. But great question. And yeah, it's likely that it won't be open this semester.
So you just like set up an appointment online or something, and then
in terms of
like tutoring, for example?
Right, with tutoring, you'll be able to, set up an appointment online. They've gone digital. Most of our services are going digital, right, and preparing to interact with you that way, whether it be through Zooms or through one-on-ones, but they'll definitely be able to, share resources on books, their collections, the resources they lend. So it will still be operational. Thank you for the question. Can you rent ebooks like your textbook? All right, hey Vincent, you want to jump in on that?
Yeah, definitely. So there are options online to rent ebooks as well, but they're not offered through the SJSU library. They're offered through other means. Like, say, for example, if you're looking for a certain book, you can find it under the publisher, and you can research that online to find the best option to rent ebooks or buy textbooks or whatever means work best for you. But definitely a website that you can use as a student is definitely Slug Books to look for cheap textbook options.
All right, is everyone slowly starting to come back here? All right, welcome back, everybody. All right, so hopefully, these breakout sessions were helpful to have a little bit of time to connect. Like both Eric and I said earlier, there are going to be more times to connect. It's not just today, and there will be longer times for you to be able to engage with the peer mentors, engage with other students through upcoming workshops and events. We have things planned such as applying to change your major, how to utilize the e-advising tools and enroll for the next semester. Again, that Google Classroom, which is going to have the recordings and the slides of all of our workshops and events, but also resources and interactive materials for you to be able to really engage with our campus, to really be able to learn about everything that is available to you and connect with your peer mentors, get to know us a little bit more. Each of us have Bitmoji offices that you can explore as well and get to know other resources, get to know us, and we want to get to know you as well. I think the one thing that we've all talked, that many of you talked about throughout this that was important to you was having that connection, being able to speak with someone, be able to have that face-to-face, be able to communicate and keep those lines of communication open. And one of the ways that we strongly believe that is in order to best help you and help you get to those goals, we got to get to know you. We got to get to hear what your goals are, what you're aspiring for, what resources you're interested in connecting with, so we can better guide you through that process. So, want to make sure that you connect with us through our newsletter, through social media as well. Our newsletter is sent out by our transition coordinator, Eric. It is a weekly newsletter that you get through email, which connects to different events, different things that are happening around campus. You can follow us on Instagram at SJSU_SESP. And again, we want to hear from you. We want to hear what you have to say, what your journey is like, what questions, concerns, worries, and exciting things that are going on in your lives as well through this process. So we do have a website called Flipgrid. It's flipgrid.com/SESP, Spartan Eastside Promise. And every week we're posting new topics on there, everything from, how are you adjusting to your first day? How, we had this event, a lot of different stuff, a lot of different topics that we'll be posting every week that we invite you to engage with, whether you're responding via video, you have a video of yourself that you're responding, or you just respond on audio and, it's just an emoji on your screen, whatever that might be. We want to hear from you, either, person or just at least your voice, and see, how you are doing through this process, how you're doing through your first semester, and what areas you want to get to know more about. There's also going to be volunteer opportunities, so opportunities for events that we have coming up, to be able to connect with current high school students that are planning to apply, to be able to talk to them about what it's like being a college student. So a lot of great things coming up here, as well as our one-on-one appointments. So especially if you're looking for more of that dedicated one-on-one support, taking that growth pledge, referring to our peer mentors or Eric or myself for any questions that you have, and of course getting those referrals to resources, as we want to make sure you are connected, that we don't have all the answers, so we want to be that bridge to help you connect to those answers. Again, following us for those latest updates, our Instagram up there. Some of our chat, I think the other chat as well, talked about some reminders and deadlines. So if you're interested in that affordable textbook program, some other things coming up, check out our Instagram. More information is posted there. We also have here, again, that Flipgrid. So we want to hear from you. We want to be able to see you, or your emoji, whatever that is, and have that chance to stay connected with our team, with other students, and participate in this weekly video discussion. So you would just join at flipgrid.com/SESP. There are multiple events going on throughout this entire, honestly, month and a half. The Weeks of Welcome is a good about 6 weeks long series of events by multiple departments, from our cultural centers to our tutoring centers to our fraternities and sororities, student involvement, student orgs. A ton of stuff for you to get familiar with, get connected with, learn about, be able to get on their newsletter, hear about what they have to offer, hear about free stuff. There's sometimes free raffles and things. So a lot of awesome things that are available for you there, a lot of things that you can connect with. Their website is sjsu.edu/getinvolved/campus events/weeks of welcome, weeks-of-welcome. So check them out, hear what they have, see what they have. Again, there's their speaker series, a lot of cool stuff that is going on these next couple weeks for you to be able to engage with. Excuse me. So I'm gonna just check here, see what questions we have in the chat. As I said, this is an interactive process, right? So it's not just that we want to talk to you, we want to talk with you, we want to build this programming for you to benefit for you. So in order to do that, we really need your feedback. We need your insight, your support, your your suggestions to see what is the best way that we can go about this, programming these workshops and stuff remotely. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link in the chat for you as well, if you can fill out our SESP evaluation form. Because again, we want to hear from you. We want to see how we can make these events better for you, and just really be able to serve you through this process. So this time, I'm also going to ask, as you're filling that out, if there are any questions. We do have both myself and Eric's email here, our website, our link to check in with our peer mentors. So you should have also received an email from your peer mentors as well about introducing themselves, their hours that they're available. We do have the appointment website link, but opening it up right now for any questions that you have, as well as filling out the survey. Any questions? Alrighty, and then I'm going to ask our team if there's anything else that you would like to share.
Just thank you everyone for tuning in, for hanging out with us. Once again, congratulations, not only on, making it to SJSU, but if you're a continuing student, really, just pushing yourself. You deserve this. You can definitely do this, and let's just move forward together, right? Let us know how we can support you, and we'll definitely and we will gladly do that. But once again, thank you for hanging out and have a nice rest of your week and a good start of your fall semester. Oh, one last thing. Can y'all help us get to past 200 followers on Instagram? We're close to 200 followers, so it'd be really cool to have some of you new folks check us out, follow us, and help us get to 200 plus. But again, thank you for tuning in.
So we have two questions in the chat from Karina. If I want to apply for the affordable textbooks but don't have my ID card yet, what can I do?
I actually have an answer for that. So if you go to the AS, I'll send the link right now. It says that you can submit a government ID instead of your SJSU ID.
Thank you, Beatrice. And from Karen, she just wants to know what the Spartan Eastside Promise program does because she missed 20 minutes of the meeting. Does anyone want to tackle that question?
No problem. Thank you. Oh, who was gonna go? Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Eric.
All right, wonderful. Hey, Karen, thank you for your question. Definitely do have some time to answer that now. But the Spartan Eastside Promise program, you know, it's a plethora of things, as I like to sort of say, right? Opportunities to engage with the team, opportunities to engage at events, as well as opportunities to engage in workshops, you know, all dedicated to Eastside Union High School District alum, right? So it's a dedicated service for incoming Spartans. And again, we're really here to support students through most of the, if not all of the processes, right, throughout the university. So we'd like to point you in the right direction or make that bridge to that next resource that'll get you closer to your next step. And so again, you know, we're not professional advisors, but a support network dedicated to the team. And, you know, we provide a variety of programs, as just mentioned, workshops, events, but more specifically, midterms prep, finals prep, applying to change your majors, sort of preparing to, you know, connect with professors, preparing for whatever it is that you have, you know, coming up next. We definitely like to engage with you. So again, it's just a dedicated, not just, right, but definitely a big dedicated service for you and all Eastside Union High School District alum. But team members, would anyone like to add to that? Who else would like to add? Yeah.
Nazrin, I'm talking. So as a student, I feel like this program would have been very beneficial for me as a commuter student, especially. I know for a fact that you are able to join a lot of clubs and organizations, but those are open to all of the campus body. But since this program is mostly just for Spartan Eastside Promise students, it's a smaller community and you're able to take advantage of more programs. We do have a lot of events, but I feel like I would have benefited a lot from the one-on-one mentoring since as a first year student, you probably have a lot of questions, and especially since everything's remote, you probably have even more questions, and we can help you with those since we know a lot of different other departments. We have connections. We can get you the answers that you need. All you need to do is reach out to us on Instagram, on email, make a check-in appointment. We're here for your needs. And then Ishan asked about, can you explain about the peer mentors? So I think Eric might want to answer that.
Yeah, thank you. Wonderful, Nazrin. Thank you for that great answer. And, you know, just piggybacking off of what you just mentioned. So we're really here to address anything that you'd like to bring up, right? Our sessions, as mentioned previously, in that growth pledge invitation can consist of monthly one-on-ones to talk about whatever it is you need, or we can move on to that 4 to 5 year plan, right? To start organizing what your semester and your future semesters look like, right? There are a lot of advising tools on campus, both, you know, in person as well as digital. And then, you know, we can discuss navigating those on how to connect with one in your department and your proper major, or, you know, how to engage the e-advising tools. You know, like my SJSU and my SJSU is one of them because you can utilize my planner and my scheduler in there. But, you know, a lot of these terms might be new to you. And so that's kind of what we're here for, helping you navigate that new resource, that new tool that you heard of, or if you want to try something new, right? Let's digest that. Let's think about it together. And you can make that decision for yourself, and we'll be here to support you, right? And so those peer mentor sessions, those one-on-ones are for that. And each college, each major has a dedicated peer mentor, as our peer mentors, right, are looking out for what's going on in that department. They're familiar with navigating the website and sort of can easily help navigate and look for that information for you, right? And so again, just a dedicated service, more for you. So that's kind of what our peer mentors are about. But thank you for that wonderful question. If you'd like for me to clarify anything else, please ask. But if there are more questions, we'll be happy to answer them. Yeah, but if anyone else would like to also add to that answer, maybe a peer mentor would like to add. But I think Najrin did provide a wonderful answer about our team. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. But yeah, we're just hanging out, answering any questions. Otherwise, we're good to go, folks. Thank you for hanging out. Connect with us, follow us on Instagram. We try our best to upload consistently and let you folks know, what's important to know around campus. But we're very glad, that you're students, and we acknowledge that you're not just students, right? You're family members, your kin, right? You're dog owners, cat owners. We're a variety of things, and we just want to help support you in navigating all of that and just being who you want to be at SJS.
Well said, Eric. And yeah, we're here for you, support you through this journey, and please do reach out. And we can't wait to see what comes next for you. We're glad that you're here, and welcome to San Jose State. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
See you, everyone. Thank you. See you.
Thank you.